Alright friends, we're starting off in a child's pose, which simply means that you are sitting on your feet and you can have your big toes touching. You're sitting on your heels and you can have your knees close together. Or if you feel like when you start to fold over your knees, you feel like, hey, this is kind of tight, my back doesn't really want to go down, just take your knees wider. And then it kind of allows your upper body to sink down in between your knees. So take some time figuring out how you want it to feel. And then eventually you want to think of your forehead coming down to rest on something. If the floor seems really far away, you can use your forearms. Just rest it on your arms. And start to breathe deeply here. Big inhales. Filling the back of your body, okay? Feel the shoulder blades spread apart. Just take some time to grow your breath. Make it long and slow. Notice any feeling of release or neutrality in your low back. Okay, when we come down into this posture, it takes away the secondary curve in your spine. It takes away your lumbar curve and your cervical curve behind your neck. And so this can be a great relief for any kind of low back tension you might have as it really spreads open the low back. So see if you could really inflate your belly too as you inhale. And feel your low back expanding as you do that. I find this posture very useful to notice if you have low back tension in the first place, but also noticing that connection between the belly muscles in the front and the low back behind. So same thing in the rib cage. You notice that when you inhale, the rib cage expands in the front, but also expands in the back. And on your exhales, you're cultivating strength. You're moving the ribs inward towards center. You're moving your belly muscles inward towards center. Think of squeezing all the air out. Feel free to make the breath really loud in your ears. And hopefully you're noticing some tension being released here. Shoulders, hips, legs, who knows? Maybe you feel like you've relaxed a little more into this posture, a little closer to the floor. And from here, friends, let's just start to move a little bit, get things flowing a little. Walk your hands out so that they're kind of far away from you. Then grip the mat with your hands. Think of using what I call a tiger claw. So in your tiger claw, your hands are very active. Your fingertips are pressing down. And if you have a mat or a blanket under your hands, you'll feel it almost buckle under your tiger claw. And then keeping your strong hands, take a big breath in here. Pull yourself up to hands and knees. And then you'll keep pulling on your hands, moving your heart forward. Okay, having an arched spine here. And you're in a cow pose with your arched, extended spine. And with your exhale, bring it back to your child's pose. Just sit yourself back down. So I'd like to do that a few more times with you. Inhale, roll yourself up. Arch spine, heart pulls forward. And exhale, set yourself back down. Okay, you can close your eyes here, just enjoying the feeling of moving your spine. Okay, notice the way it feels to move from a rounded spine up toward an arched, extended spine. Notice maybe a little bit of warmth building in your arms and your chest. And I'd like to add something to this. I'd like to add a little bit more to our little flow. We'll just build it one piece at a time. So next time you come up to your cow pose, your spine is arched, you're looking forward, you're up on your hands and knees. This time, with your exhale, you're going to drop your heart towards your thumbs. Think of pulling your elbows in while you do that, and only go as low as you want to, okay? Pull those elbows in. Maybe you hover your heart just above your thumbs and look forward. It's kind of a silly posture, just embrace it. Okay, inhale back up to that cow pose, pulling your heart forward, and then exhale to your child's pose, rounding your spine. So let's try that some more. Inhaling cow. Exhaling heart down. Pull those elbows in. Okay, look forward. Let's call this a little chaturanga. Okay, a little modified chaturanga. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Keep going. Maybe close your eyes. Really noticing your arms waking up now, so some heat, maybe some effort in your arms. All right, now I want to change one more thing. Are you ready for this? Next time you come down into your little chaturanga, your heart is floating over your thumbs. With your inhale, I want you to pull your heart forward past your thumbs. You might have to move your hands a little bit forward to do that. Floating your heart upward, elbows are still squeezing in. You're in a cobra pose. And with your exhale, you can still press yourself back to a child's pose. So let's try it all together. Inhale to cow, heart up, extended spine. Exhale, chaturanga. Here's the new part. Inhale to cobra, pull your heart forward. Then exhale to child's. All right, and that's our final flow. So let's take it a few more times now that we've built the whole thing. And hopefully you feel those arms really warm now. Finding some spaciousness in your heart. And we'll do it maybe 3 more times. Just 2 more. Okay, as you move, remember you can make these movements really small and slow if you need to. You don't ever have to match my pace, and you don't ever have to match how deeply I'm going into a posture. Always modify. All right, next time you come back into your child's pose, pause right there and we'll all meet right here. From here, walk your hands back up toward your legs. Okay, so we got your arms really nice and warm. Hopefully you feel that. Now let's warm up your legs a little bit. So if you can stand it, only if it feels good, lean forward and tuck your toes underneath you. So you could sit back on them. It's really good for your feet, okay? For some people, this is really super uncomfortable, so you don't have to. You can just untuck, okay? Just sit on your heels untucked. But if you can stand it, do it as long as you can stand it, I would say. I have to tuck my pinky toes under. Maybe you do too. All right, friends, so get your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers and flip those palms up. And you want to try to keep a lot of space around your ears here. I like to think of making a circle with my arms and moving my shoulders away from my ears. So start to activate your lower body here. And do that by lifting your hips just about an inch off your knees. So just a little hover in your hips. And to do that, you've got to kick the floor down a little bit with your legs. So hold and breathe here. Continue to push the floor away gently as you hover your hips just off your knees. And breathe. It's a little bit challenging, but you can do it. And it's a great way to warm up your legs. You feel your quads, you feel your hamstrings. And breathe. You see if you can pull your belly button in slightly and put your tailbone really down, maybe almost towards your knees. Let's take one more big breath here. And let it go. Drop your hands down in front of you. Your toes, if they weren't tucked, go ahead and tuck them now. And then lift your knees, lift your hips. All the way up and back to our first downward facing dog of this class, okay? So we're not super warm yet, so you can keep your knees really bent as you just walk it out, shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. And then roll and move your shoulders around too. So we're kind of just rolling out this down dog experience. All right, from there, we'll start to move around and build a little flow. So feel free to follow along and feel free to take it slow and take breaks as well. You should always be having fun. And if you're ever not, just take a break. Here we go. Inhaling here, get that right leg up and out into the air behind you. With your exhale, draw that right knee forward. Bring it close to your right elbow. And you can just hover it right there. We'll hover. Inhale here, right leg up and out behind again. Exhale here, send that right foot forward. Drop it between your hands if you can. Okay? Drop that back heel now. The left heel is coming down to the floor. And with your inhale, sweep yourself all the way up to stand up in your Warrior One. So here we are in Warrior One, and I'd like to take a moment just to talk about it and introduce it to you. Your hips and shoulders are facing forward in a Warrior One. You're looking out over that right knee, okay? Now the back heel and the back outer edge of your foot, your left foot, are really pushing down. So feel free to give that left foot a really nice push into the floor. And remember that your legs are always strong in standing postures. You're always resisting the floor, and you're always pulling the legs in toward each other as well. All right, in your Warrior One, let's take 3 more long, slow breaths. If you'd like, you can drop a little bit more into that right knee. Just make sure it doesn't pass its own ankle, okay? And if you like, you can lift up out of it to make it a little less intense. One more big breath here. Maybe lifting your heart here for your last breath. At the bottom of your exhale, drop your hands around that front foot. Go ahead and pop up the back heel, and we're back in the lunge where we started. With your inhale, swing that right leg up and out behind you. And exhale, drop it back into downward facing dog. Okay, walk it out here, take a moment. Downward dog is always a place that you can kind of walk it out and shake it out. Or if you ever need a break, you can just pop your down dog down to a child's pose at any time. Okay, rest your arms and your legs. But from here, we'll do the other side. Same thing. Here we go. With your inhale, swing that left leg up and out behind you. Exhale here, left knee towards your left elbow. Hover there. Inhale here, left leg up and out behind you. 3-leg dog. With your exhale, left foot down between your hands. It's okay if you take a couple steps to get it there, not a problem. Drop the back heel, that's the right heel. And come up to standing. Big breath in, warrior one. Okay. Now take your time, arrange yourself. For some folks, having your feet in a straight line with each other isn't super easy to get your hips to face forward. So if that's tricky for you, try taking your left foot further to the left and your right foot further to the right. You can even use the sides of your mat, okay? Try that. Hips and shoulders face forward. Warrior one. Press that floor with your legs and pull them in toward each other. Allow your heart to lift. We have a couple more breaths here. Think of keeping your belly strong in towards your spine here, so your low back is really safe. Last breath. Nice, let it go. Drop your hands around that front foot. We'll pop up the back heel, the right heel, and come up to a 3-leg dog on this side. So with your inhale, send that left leg up and out behind you. And exhale, drop the left foot. Let's just take a little vinyasa before we go to the next thing that we're going to add on, just a little flowing. Feel free to come along or take a break and we'll meet in downward facing dog, okay? Inhaling here, friends, find your plank. With your exhale, walk to your hands and fold. Drop your hips, bend your knees. With your inhale, reach your hands up into a chair squat, okay? Pull those knees inward as you look up. Okay, exhale, twist, open to the right. You're gonna open your arms and look behind you at that right hand. Inhale back to center and drop a little lower. Exhale to the other side, looking over to the left behind you. Keep your chair legs. Inhale back through center, drop a little lower in your chair. Exhale here, drop your hands back to the floor. Lift your hips, and fold. Come halfway up on your inhale. Just think of looking forward across the front of your space. And exhale, fold it. Okay, palms are down here. With your inhale, step your feet back to a plank. Okay, in your plank pose, you can have your knees down or not. Okay, with your exhale, think that little chaturanga that we did. Bend your knees, you can put them down or hover them. Hover that heart just over your thumbs as you look forward. Recognize this shape. Inhale here, find that cobra, just like we did at the beginning of this practice. And exhale here, bring it up through hands and knees or up through a plank to downward facing dog. And we're back where we started. Walk it out. All right, so let's add something else onto that little warrior one flow. Here we go, friends. Inhaling here, right leg up and out behind you. 3-leg dog. Exhale here, right knee to right elbow, hover. Inhale, right leg back. 3-leg dog. Exhale, right foot forward, dropping the back heel, coming up to warrior one. So big breath in, warrior one. Okay, big exhale here. You're gonna extend that front leg and dive your heart forward. Hold it right here. Okay, in a pyramid pose. So you can just dive as far forward as feels right. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. Your feet are essentially in the same place. We'll take some time just breathing and thinking about this posture. So remember, push down into your legs and pull them in toward each other. And you want to keep a slight bend in the right knee. You can keep it really bent or not bent much at all, but it's always a little micro flexed. And then see if you could start to lengthen your heart forward. Okay, each breath, maybe your heart gets a little longer. And at some point, you're going to want to put your hands either on the floor, you can use your fingertips around that right foot. You can even put your hands on your right leg. It's really up to you. All right, friends, pyramid pose. A really big, yummy hamstring stretch for that right leg here. Hips are still facing the front of your space. For your last breath or two here, you might want to try just draping your spine over that right leg, just as much as feels right. And as you're ready, friends, we'll let all this go. So bend that right knee again. Drop your hands under your shoulders, around the right foot. Pop up the left heel. And with your inhale, three-leg dog, right leg out behind you. And exhale here, drop the right foot next to the left, downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side, same thing. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Exhale here, left knee to left elbow, hover. Inhale, send it back, three-leg dog. With your exhale here, send that left foot forward, drop it between your hands. Drop the right heel. Inhale, warrior one, come on up. Okay, exhaling here, extend the left leg a little or a lot and dive your heart forward, swim your hands back and pause. Pyramid pose. Hips and shoulders are still squared off toward the front of the mat. Feet are in the same place. All we really changed was the angle of the spine and the front knee bend. Breathe. Push the floor away with your legs, but also draw them toward each other. Okay. You can always come up if you need less. You can always drop lower if you feel pretty comfortable here. Okay, feel that left leg, the whole surface of the left leg on the back, getting a nice opening. At some point, you can drop your fingers to the floor or just grab your left leg for support. And then you can start to kind of fold and drape your upper body over the left leg if you want. Keep breathing, keep resisting the floor. Last breath here. As you're ready, let's let it go. Bend the left knee, palms on the ground around the left foot. Pop up the right heel and inhale. Three-leg dog on the left side, left leg up. And exhale, left foot down, back to downward facing dog. Okay, we'll add on to that little flow that we're building, but let's just take a little break, take a little vinyasa, just the same one that we did before. So if you want to hang out in child's pose and take a break, this is a great time, and we'll just meet back in downward facing dog. Otherwise, come along for the ride. Here we go. Okay, on your inhale, heart moves forward, find a plank. You can put your knees down in plank, okay? With your exhale, walk to your hands and fold. You can bend your knees a lot here if you want. With your inhale, do bend your knees, do drop your hips, and reach with your hands up to your chair squat. Hold it. As you exhale, twist out to the right, look behind you. Try to keep your knees pointing forward. Inhale back to your chair squat, drop deeper. Other side, exhale to the left. Point those knees forward as you look back. Inhale back to your chair squat and drop deeper. Exhale here, hips down, or hips up, hands down. Fold it. Halfway up on your inhale, just think of looking forward. And on your exhale, a very big fold. Hug your legs. Right, palms are down here. Inhale back to your plank. You can hop it or you can step it. Use your knees or not. Okay, chaturanga on your exhale. Maybe your knees come down first. Maybe you hover them. But knees, chest, and chin come down to hover as you look forward. Inhale, pull yourself into a cobra pose. And exhale to downward facing dog. Walk it out here, friends. Here we are, back in downward facing dog. So we'll add something else to our little flow that we've been building. All right, warrior one, pyramid pose, and we'll see what's next. So here goes. Inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, hover. Inhale, send the right leg back, three-leg dog. Exhale, right foot forward to lunge. Left heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, extend the front legs. Swim your hands back. Pyramid pose. Okay, from your pyramid pose, put your left hand either on your right leg somewhere or on the floor. Okay, find out where you'd like that to be. You can bend the right knee, do what you need to do. But find a place to grab that left hand onto, and then you'll reach up with your right hand. And you are in a revolved triangle pose now. Hold and breathe. And make any little adjustments that you need to. The back heel is still down. The feet are in the same place they were. Okay, now the shoulders are facing out to the right. And you're just going to keep breathing. Keep on breathing. Feel free to switch the hands to the floor. The left hand can come to the floor. Okay, if you need a break here, just bend that right knee. If you're feeling pretty good, start to look up at that right hand. Breathe deeply. We have a really powerful twist happening in your spine. So we want big inhales into your chest and big exhales into your belly. Maybe one more breath here, yogis. And let's let it go slowly the way we came in. Bend that front knee. Drop your hands, one on either side of the right foot. Okay, lift that left heel, back in a lunge. Three-leg dog on your inhale. Let's get the right leg up. And exhale, right foot down, downward facing dog. Okay, let's do that on the other side. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, left leg up and out behind you. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, hover. Inhale, left leg up, three-leg dog. Exhale, left foot forward to your lunge. Drop the right heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten the front leg. Bend your heart forward. Okay, pause here. We're taking the right hand down underneath your right shoulder. You can put it on the floor. You can even put it on the left ankle if you want to. You decide. Once you find that spot for your right hand, reach up with your left. Start to look up and open to the left and hold and breathe. I'll spin around to face you. All right, your feet are still pressing into the earth and trying to pull toward each other, are they? Your spine is long. And if you like, you can look up at your hands. You can look down at the floor too. Just look wherever feels natural. Nice breath. Okay, there's so much going on here. When in doubt, just take a big breath. powerful twist in your torso. All your organs are getting a massage. Your spine is getting recalibrated. One more breath in your revolved triangle pose. Parivrtta Trikonasana is the Sanskrit name. All right, you're letting it go now. So bend that front knee, the left knee. Drop your hands around the left foot. The right heel is coming up. And we can inhale it back to three-legged dog. Come on up and back. Exhale here, drop that left foot. All right. Here comes a little vinyasa before we add one more thing to our flow, and then we'll let the flow be, okay? But here comes a little vinyasa break. Feel free to take a child's pose. We'll meet in down dog. Inhaling here, find your plank. Knees down or not. Exhale to your hands, fold. Drop your hips, bend your knees, inhale up to your chair squat. Okay, exhale, twist out to the right, look behind you. Inhale back to center, drop lower. Exhale to the left, look behind you. Inhale back to center and drop lower. Exhale here, hands down, hips up, fold. Halfway up on your inhale, look forward. And exhale, fold in. Okay, palms are down. Inhale to your plank. Knees up or knees down. Okay, chaturanga on your exhale. Knees, chest, and chin come down. See if you could hover with those elbows pulling in. Then inhale, pull yourself forward into a cobra. Tailbone points down, heart pulls up. And exhale here, downward facing dog. Up and back, friends, here we are. The last rung in our ladder flow. Okay, we'll add one more thing. Here goes. Inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Exhale, right knee forward and hover. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee forward into a lunge. Drop the left heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, pyramid pose. Okay, inhale, revolve triangle. Go ahead and put your left fingers on the floor and reach your right fingers up. Pause here. Okay, I'll spin around to face you. So from here, make sure you have a little space out in front of you and step the back foot a little closer. Okay, maybe halfway out, halfway in. And walk those left fingers about a foot forward, kind of off to the left and about a foot in front of your right foot. And then you're going to lift the left leg up into the air. Here you are. You're in a revolved half moon now. If this is too much, you can bring both hands down. Okay? You can even put the back foot down, and you're still essentially in the same place. So feel free to modify in that way. Otherwise, hold and breathe. Stay strong. Can you bend the right knee? Yes, you can. You can bend it a lot. Okay? But let the left leg be strong. Let the twist still happen in your torso. And breathe. Powerful twist, powerful strengthener for your right leg. Okay, maybe take one more huge breath in here in your revolved half moon. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana is the Sanskrit name. And then as you're ready to let it go, bring both hands down, both palms back on the floor. Drop the left toes back in your lunge. And we're back in our lunge. So inhaling up to that three-legged dog, right leg up in the air. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, are you ready for the other side? Here goes. Inhale here, left leg up and out behind. Exhale, left knee forward, hover. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left foot forward, lunge. Right heel down, inhaling, warrior one. Exhaling, pyramid pose. Inhaling, right fingers down, left fingers up, revolve triangle pose, and pause. I'll spin around to face you again. Okay, so those right fingers are on the floor. Okay, and step the right foot a little closer, about halfway in, and walk the right foot out a little, right hand out a little further, about a foot in front of you. And then you can launch that right leg up into the air. And breathe. Remember your modifications. Bend the left knee, 2 hands down. All that stuff is fine, okay? Just try to stay in some kind of way. And breathe. Okay, remember to keep revolving that heart up and open to the left. And extend the right leg. Make it long and strong. Do your best to make the breath smooth, even though it's challenging. Nice, yogis. One more big breath here in your revolved half moon. All right, as you're ready to come down, drop your palms back to the floor. Bend that left knee. Drop the right toes. Back to your lunge. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind you in your 3-leg dog. Exhale here, left foot down, next to your right. Downward facing dog. All right, friends, I'd like to take a moment here in downward facing dog, just kind of walking it out and feeling it, noticing any differences maybe. The first down dog we did in this practice may have felt kind of cold and limited in the backs of the legs. Okay. But hopefully now we feel some nice warmth. The hamstrings and the calves are wide open. The shoulders feel nice and warm. Okay, and from here, just come on down to your knees. And then again, you can tuck your toes and just sit back on your heels for a bit. So just tuck your toes if it's comfortable. So I'd like to kind of get a little playful here and explore a little back bend, okay? And don't be scared by the word back bend. Back bends can be very, very gentle, and they can be very dramatic and exciting. So you're always able to choose how far you want to go into it. And it's something that we kind of need to practice often because so much of our lives are bent forward. Okay, we are always doing things bending forward. We have to practice opening up and bending backward at least a little bit every now and then. So, that being said, come up on your knees. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. It's up to you, friends. But just take your hands to your lower back, okay? You can think of trying to point your elbows back behind you and then maybe eventually creeping your fingers so that your fingers are pointing up near your ribs and your wrists are down closer towards your glutes. And so you might already feel that your spine is extending a little bit from here. Do your best to keep your belly button pulling in towards your spine, okay? It's going to be challenging, but just do your best. Think of that belly button always pulling in, and of course that's going to keep your low back safe. That's always one of our priorities, is keeping that low back safe. So just start to think about pointing your tailbone towards your knees. So instead of letting your tailbone point back behind you, point it at your knees, keep that belly strong. And then think about maybe lifting that heart a little bit. And so this is where we can start with this back bend. It doesn't have to be crazy at all. So you can stay right here and just keep it really gentle, okay? If it's feeling pretty good, you can really start lifting that heart, really start pointing that tailbone forward. And then maybe eventually you'd like to take one of your hands back and see if you can find your heel. So maybe start with your left. Left hand comes back to find your left heel. And I like to think of holding the heel like a doorknob. So grab onto it. Don't just tickle it with your fingertips. Get in there, okay? Grab that heel. Keep the belly strong. Keep the tailbone pointing at your knees, okay? Maybe lift the right arm up. Okay, and this should feel nice across the front of your body. Make sure you can still breathe easily and you're having fun. All right, if everything's feeling pretty good here, you can reach the right hand back for the right heel, grab that like a doorknob, and continue lifting your chest, pointing your tailbone at your knees. If it feels good to drop your head, go for it. Maybe one more breath on this side. And instead of exploding out of it, come out really intentionally with me. Reach the right arm up first. Okay, take that right hand to your back. Take the left hand to your back. And then you can sit down here, take a break, untuck your heels. Whew. Let that back bend magic kind of wash over you. It's kind of exciting, exhilarating. And we'll try the other side. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Ready? Up on your knees again. Feel free to tuck or untuck your toes. Hands on your low back. Tailbone pointing down. Heart lifting, belly button strong. So maybe stay here. Maybe get the right hand toward the right heel. Hold it like a doorknob. Okay, maybe the left arm up. Take a few breaths here, just spreading up in your chest. Big chest, strong back. Maybe that left hand goes back for the left heel. Okay, but keep that heart lifting. Maybe you drop your head. Breathe. Keep a nice tuck in your chin here so you can still talk. All right, as you're ready to come out in slow motion the way you came in, right? Our left hand up, left hand to your low back, right hand to your low back, and come on up and out. Go ahead and have a seat. Let that back bend just wash over you. Okay, hopefully you feel that magic sparkle feeling from the back bends. Okay, friends, so that was some nice back bending. Now we're gonna really bring the energy down and fold forward. So take your time after that back bend, just walking your hands forward into your child's pose, okay, where we started this practice. Let your head come down. And it's okay if it doesn't come down all the way at first. Give it time. Take some deep breath into your low back. See if you can sense what kind of feelings you're having in the low back. Breathe deeply into there. And from here, we'll just neutralize your back and your spine and twist a little bit. So from your child's pose, walk your hands out to the left, just as far as you'd like, okay? Really, just whatever feels right, until you feel a really nice stretch in that right side. So lengthen the right side. And breathe into the right ribs, the right low back, even your armpit. See right here, or you can add a twist. Just pick your head up and slide your right arm underneath your left. You can drop that right shoulder. Now you're looking out to the left, and take some time just allowing your spine to twist here. Get the right shoulder or the right ear down. And you can stay right here and keep it a more gentle twist, or you could reach up with the left hand. And think of opening your arms wide like you wanted to hug someone. So your right arm is actually resisting the floor. Okay, the deeper you go into this twist, the deeper you're going to need to breathe. So fire up that breath. Big inhales, big exhales. Maybe let that left arm just drape across your back and see if you could grab your right thigh. Alright friends, as you're ready, unwind yourself from this twist in slow motion. Bring yourself back through center, same way you came in, and walk your hands out to the right, just as far as you like. Big stretch across the left side here. Take a little time just to enjoy the left low back, rib cage, all that opening up. And then as you're ready, maybe you add the twist. Pick your head up, slide your left arm under your right and drop that left shoulder, drop the left ear. Breathe. So feel free to keep the twist gentle or not. Make it more deep if you want. You can reach the right arm up. Think of opening your arms to hug someone. Big breath. Maybe you drape the right arm over your back and grab that left thigh. Friends, unwind yourself, come out slowly, back to your child's pose. And then settle back in, and this is where we'll finish our practice today. At this point, let go of controlling your breath, no longer lengthening it, deepening it, just letting it be. Do the same with your body, just relax all your tissues. Let your bones and your muscles melt into the floor. Spend some time just observing this moment passing. Allow yourself to be here now, noticing everything you hear now. Everything you sense now. Please keep resting just like this for as long as you can. The longer the better. But this is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for practicing with me.